Hi villagers, I'll go back with another video. Welcome to my channel where we talk about HCG, weight loss, nursing, going back to school, starting all over at 50 years old, and perimenopause. And my favorite topic today, how do you work with difficult coworkers, specifically in the healthcare industry? Let's talk about it. Stay tuned if you want more. Hi villagers, welcome back. So, let's talk about it. So, here's my situation here. I am the charge nurse of a memory support unit as well as assistant living. I have 60 residents on one side of the building, and then I have 18 patients in my memory support area. And what I am running into from day one, and this is not just this area, I want to say, I think it's across the board, but this is one of the worst places that I have ever worked with this topic, where I am the charge nurse and I do med pass, and most of my med pass is scheduled for 8 o'clock. However, when I get here at 6 o'clock, at least 80% of my residents are already in bed with the rest in tow. And since I started working here, what I have found is that the CNAs do what they want to do. And no matter how much you try and explain to them nicely in a professional manner that they cannot put the residents to bed, especially dementia patients, before 6:30 when you have 8 o'clock meds to do. Because the only thing that's going to happen is your dementia patient is going to refuse to take the scheduled medication, because you just woke them up. You just traumatized them. These dementia patients are being traumatized when you're putting them to bed. Why do you think that it's going to be easy for me to put medication in their mouth after they have been sleeping and you traumatized them by putting them to bed? And so what I'm finding is that a lot of the CNAs, not a lot of the CNAs, 4 in particular, but 2 or 3 other ringleaders, they try and tell me who I'm going to give meds to, when I'm going to give the meds to them. And if I don't give them the meds when they want me to give them the meds, then they put the resident patient in bed. And for my nurse friends out there, my nurse family out there, you know what happens after a resident refuses medication after three times. So my question is, nurses, how are you dealing with difficult CNAs that are trying to run you? I want to say I'm not a confrontational person. I am an introvert. However, you're not going to try me on policy and procedure, and you're not going to try me on the law, and you're definitely not going to try me on me losing my license because you want to be the boss today, for lack of a better word. So there are other ways around getting toward, getting that person to work with you if they want to be difficult. If your boss isn't, trying to work with you and support you, which I thought my boss was being supportive, but then, of course, I think he was more like a go along to get along type boss and didn't want to drop the hammer majority of the time because he just wanted to make sure he kept staff. But these three bullies of the job, of the workplace, they don't only bully nurses, they also bully other CNAs. And we cannot keep staff because these three particular individuals make other people's lives a living hell. So, people like that, there's more than one way to skin a cat. If your boss is not being supportive and doesn't have your back because they're scared that they're going to leave, they're going to lose the long termers, and they won't have staff, then if you have to go 3 consecutive days without giving a person medication, what I've done is I've notified the doctor this resident has not had their medication for 3 days, and I'm going to let them know why they're not having their medication for 3 days. Because I ain't going to argue with you till I'm blue in the face. There's more than one way to skin a cat. And usually that works. But an alternative route is contacting the Board of Nursing and documenting on that person's certification and letting them know this is the incident that you're running up against. You are denying that resident, that patient care. You are denying them what is legally their right. So, what do you do, nurses? Give me some dialogue. Tell me, what do you do? I would love to hear what you have to say. Other than that, for the most part, I don't have any other issues. I get along with just about anybody. I'm cool, I'm chilled, I'm laid back. Long as the work is done, long as my residents are clean, long as my residents are happy, sleeping, content, whatever, long as they are taken care of. Isn't that what we're here for at the end of the day? We're here to provide services, healthcare services, that a layman person is not able to provide because we are dealing with people who have cognitive, what's the word I want to use for lack of a better word? They're declining cognitively. And that's a nice way of putting it. And these family members need you to take care of their loved one. So what are you here for if you're going to fight the nurse tooth and nail about medications that they're supposed to be receiving? So, nurses, CNAs, have you bumped into any difficult coworkers that are making your life a living hell, that refuse to be a good team player? Have you been able to resolve it? Leave a comment down below. Whether you have or haven't, tell me what you would do and what you have done. In the meantime, villagers, I love you, and so does God.